In our previous class, we have studied about the later Vedic age. That now the Sabha and Samiti was attended by the dominant chief and rich nobles. Women were no longer permitted to attend the assemblies, and yajns were now very important. And sacrifices also have gained importance in the society. During the later Vedic age, the four varnas of the earlier period gave way to rigid caste system. The caste system which was started, the social structure which was started as the on the basis of occupation was now very rigid caste system. The person who is born to a particular caste will be from that caste only. He cannot change his social structure. Earlier we can see that in a same family, a father can pursue different profession, mother can pursue can be the housemaker, and the child can also be the priest or poet. But now the caste system was very rigid. At this time, the importance of the Brahmins increased in society because of the growing cult of sacrifices. Now the sacrifices was very important, so the importance of Brahmins also increased. They conducted ritual and sacrifices and prayed to the success of the patron of their patron. The Brahmins, the Kshatriyas, and the Vaishya had one thing in common. They were entitled to Upnayan, that is, investitures with the sacred thread according to the Vedic mantras. The Shudras were neither allowed to wear the sacred thread nor to recite the Gayatri mantra. So, as we have seen, the caste system is now a very rigid. Brahmin have gained importance in the society because the importance of sacrifice was now very important, and three of the caste were having common that they were entitled to Upnayan. It was a sacred thread, and it was they enchanted Vedic mantra, and a sacred thread was worn by these three group of people. But the Shudras were never not they were neither allowed to wear sacred thread and nor they can recite the Gayatri mantra. Now the four ashram. The life of the Aryans was divided into four stages of 25 years each. Each stage was called an ashram. These were: Brahmacharya was the first stage, when a person had to go to the acharya, that is teachers, and the Gurukul. Gurukul is the household of the teacher. Gurukul. So two words are there: Guru, teacher, Kul, house. To receive education, he was supposed to stay in the Gurukul till the education was complete. So the first stage was the Brahmachari, in which a student goes to Gurukul, teacher's house, to acquire the education, and then he had to be there with the teacher until his education is completed. Now Grihastha ashram was the second stage, during which a man was allowed to lead a married life and have children. One prastha. The third stage is Vanprastha, when a man would give up the worldly life and go to the forest to meditate. So after having 25 years of married life and children, the person will go to the forest and meditate. The last stage is sannyas. In this, a person was supposed to renounce all the worldly life and become an ascetic. So now he will leave all the worldly life, and now he will become ascetic, and now he will be the sannyasi, in simple language. Now family. The joint family system remained the norms during the later Vedic age. However, the power of the head of the family increased. The status of the women declined in society. They were no more allowed to participate in the assemblies. So the head of the family's position now increased, and women position now declined in the society, and they were not allowed to even attend the assemblies. Gurukul system. The later Vedic age had a special system of education. Usually, at the age of 7, a boy was sent to the Gurukul, that is, the house of the teacher. He was supposed to live there until he completed his education. The Guru treated his students like his own children. The student was required to do household work for his teacher. He had to get up early in the morning, take his bath, and chant the Vedic mantra. It was just like a hostel system. If you see in a present life scenario, it was just like a hostel system where a student of 7 years, about 7 years of age, had to go to Gurukul and had to live with the teacher. Teacher will take care of the student as his own child, and the children will have to do the household work and will bath and chant the Vedic mantra in the morning. Most of the teaching was done orally, and the students were required to learn everything by heart. So in Vedic culture, the oral education was there, so they had to learn everything by heart. The students were taught Vedic literature, grammar, astronomy, medicine, music, and architecture, and the art of warfare. We can see from the Vedas that the literature of our ancient time was very renounced and very advanced. We were having the knowledge of literature, grammar, astronomy, medicines, music, architecture. So these extractions are found in the Vedas. And warfare. So they can teach the warfare also. After completing the education, the students paid Guru Dakshina, or the fees, to the teacher according to their means. At the last, when the education is completed, then the students paid Guru Dakshina, that is the fees to the teacher, and it was according to their means. Like a king's son will pay more to the Guru, and if the boy is poor, he can pay according to his means. Now let us talk about economy. During the later Vedic age, the Aryans began to lead a settled life. Agriculture became their chief livelihood. The use of iron implementation helped to increase the production. Beside barley, they are to cultivate wheat and rice. So they have come here in the early Vedic period, and now they are very settled here. They are well versed of the agriculture and the environment, atmospheric situation here. So now they can grow wheat, rice, and beside barley they can now growing wheat and rice. They used painted vessels which have been discovered at many northern areas. Okay, so now they use painted vessels which are found in the discovery of many parts of northern India. The people specialized in art and weaving, pottery making, and leather work of new arts and craft encouraged trade and commerce. The end of the later Vedic age also saw the towns. So now the village system which was present in the early Vedic age is now in the later Vedic age. We can see more of the towns. People are now more sufficient. They were well versed in weaving, pottery making, and leather. So in their own way, they were very self-sufficient. The crafts were encouraged. The trades and commerce are now very much developed. So today we will do till this much. Children, go through the reading from your book, and in our next class we will start from religion and philosophy, and we soon will discuss this in our live class. So be ready with the reading and all the explanation.